Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2025 NFL season preview show. I am your co-host, Reggie.
I'm your co-host, Norwood. Our powers combined. We are your HBCU homeboys, and we are here, as you can see in the bottom corner, to talk AFC North football.
Yes, sir. Y'all know what it is when it comes to the preview. We're going to actually do it by direction this time. North, South, East, and West. We'll do the AFC North and NFC North. The next episode will be the East, I guess. Then the West, then the South, or the South, East, and West, however y'all want to do it. We're going to talk about, we got an action-packed show for y'all today. We're going to start out with the AFC North. How you feeling, my brother? You ready for football?
Actionable, as you said. Action-packed.
Action.
Y'all saw that. Right.
So how we're going to do it, we're going to talk about the teams individually, their off season. We're going to answer. I think we're going to kind of address those questions. If you remember, we had a burning question for each team going into training camp. We're also going to talk about who we think is going to win the division. Norwood, I would like, if you don't have it already, could you have the schedule for each team that we talk about? Just so we can go through it if we need to as a reference.
Y'all see, he wait for us to start recording and then start asking for different things. That's cool.
You're the schedule guy.
No, don't make me schedule, man. But all right, we got it.
Let me pull up the schedule. Let me help Reggie out. That's what you always go. Hey, shameless plug. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe, Dive Team Media Network, and go back and watch the college football preview that we dropped last week, where we talked about HBCUs, SEC, the Big Ten, and then we did the Alliance. Focus your camera. And at that point, you should be able to have an entire SplashCast football preview for college and pro. So I am excited. You ready to go ahead and get started?
I'm ready. And of course, this is brought to you by Dive Team Media.
Yes, sir. So let's get started, man. The division. This division is crazy. It has been known in the past, especially probably in the last half decade, at least, as the toughest division in football.
Absolutely.
You have
especially
the Steelers.
If you're a massage therapist.
Oh, I mean, they had their work cut out too, apparently. Steelers, Ravens, Bengals, and Browns. Ironically, the Steelers have the most division titles with 9 since 2002. The Bengals with 6 and the Ravens with 8. The Browns have 0. The longest drought in history. Focus. Longest drought in history. That is crazy.
Is it? I think it's pretty appropriate for the Cleveland Browns, if you ask me. But let's not start with those 4%? Guys.
What's 1 divided by 25?
Yeah, correct.
So that means, well, there's 0 divided by 25, 0%. But even you couldn't.
That sounds like the quarterback situation for the past 25 years. 1 out of
That's
25.
Why we don't believe y'all. But we're not starting with
he's the quarterback for the Buccaneers. But let's start with who really matters in this division. The Baltimore
Ravens. How you feel about the Baltimore Ravens, man? Their burning question that we had going into the season was, can they build around Lamar? And can Lamar, I think mine was, can Lamar get over the hump? And then yours was, is Denard Hopkins still a wide receiver number 1? You kind of can answer both our questions with that.
Yeah.
If you believe Denard Hopkins is still a wide receiver number 1, then he should be able to help Lamar get over the hump.
Correct. But I don't believe at all that DeAndre Hopkins is a wide receiver 1. I think they're just going to have a bunch of wide receiver 2s and decent tight ends, and they're just going to try to make it happen. They got Zay Flowers, who I guess they're thinking would be their new or improved wide receiver 1. Maybe he was a wide receiver 2 last year. Now he's good enough to be a wide receiver 1. I'm open to being surprised. Okay, well, when I say one, I mean a good one. I think he's an okay one. I think that y'all know how I feel about Lamar. There's no reason to rehash this a million times. I think that DeAndre Hopkins, if you can't do it with Mahomes, I'm not sure that. I mean, I guess if you're not going to do it with Mahomes, then Lamar is the best other option. Personally, I just don't know. I got to see exactly what he is and what he can be. It should be interesting. What do you think?
So the Ravens tend to beat themselves when in pressure games. Lamar has historically, I mean, he has decent games, but he throws interceptions. But I'm not going to build on that. Y'all have two tight ends that you're going to have to re-sign after this year. Or one of them. You had to re-sign one of them. The other one probably going to go. You did bolster the defense again. I mean, this is what y'all do. Y'all got Jair Alexander. You got all of these players, but the issue is still the issue. I know y'all like shout out to all of the Ravens fans. Rashard Bateman. I know y'all like Bateman. And I do believe he is a wide receiver too. Oh, bait. I do believe he's a wide receiver too. I think he's a decent wide receiver too. I think Zay needs to be a slot. That's where you're gonna mess up. It puts Zay at the slot. Denard Hopkins is cool. He's gonna be a possession receiver, but he ain't got it. You're gonna end up having to put him in the slot for me, and then put Zay on the outside because he's the one that can win off the line of scrimmage. Where Denard is more gonna be like a possession receiver.
All right, you gotta call that man the right name. His name is DeAndre. You didn't call that man Denard Hopkins 17 times. I let it slide, but I don't want that man to show up to your front door and try to jump you. Also, remember. All right, Jim Rome. When he show up and try to slap you, bro, I'm be like, hey man, I did everything in my power to try to not have this happen.
DeAndre. I don't know where Denard Hopkins. Who is Denard Hopkins?
Ain't that a boxer?
That's Bernard. Yep, I combined the names. That's exactly what I did.
That's very uncle of you, boy. Hey, Denard. You know that boy, sir. That is not me. But I wanted to also talk about a couple additions. Malachi Starks from Georgia. Excellent safety, great addition. Like you said, they added Jair Alexander to an already bolstered secondary. You also have Mike Green, the edge that fell to the second round, pick 59. The rich get richer. I don't understand how. And then they also picked up offensive tackle Emory Jones from LSU. Overall, they've done a pretty good job everywhere except for the one place that I've asked them to improve for the last 4 years. But it ain't my problem. Good luck and Godspeed.
Not my problem.
You know, that's my jam.
What's their schedule look like? I think 8 through 12 is like a gauntlet for them.
I'm gonna run it real quick here. Bills, start out in Buffalo. Then you catch the Browns, Lions, yikes, Chiefs, yikes, Texans, yikes, Rams, Bears, Dolphins, Vikings, Browns, Jets, Bengals, Steelers, Bengals, Patriots, Packers, Steelers. So,
you just gotta make it to the second half of the season.
Easier said than done, my boy. All you gotta do is survive for the first half, and you'll be good. Yeah.
Well, that's baseball. That's Braves talk. We go 500 in the regular, and we win the games we're supposed to win. If they can do that, that means they should start out in the playoffs hot because they're gonna be in the rhythm.
That's what I was gonna say. This does present them with an opportunity to, even if you start slow, you're gonna catch your rhythm going into the second half of the season to the playoffs, and that's where it really matters, like you said. And of course, I want to remind you guys that they went 12-5 last year.
Yeah, they're probably gonna go. Their defense, Malachi Starks is gonna be a play everywhere guy. And then you already have Humphrey, who is like the same. So I mean, at this point, their defense if they can get consistent pressure, they look crazy. They look
and
crazy.
A deep rotation of guys that they can sustain an injury or two. And if everybody is healthy, boy, pray for all the quarterbacks to ever exist that they played against.
So I got them as for me, they're the division favorite. and they're also a Super Bowl contender for me.
Yes, I don't think that I don't know if they're still a 12-win team, but I think that they're going to be the best.
The over-under is 11.5. So,
yeah, I think that's
everybody's picking them to be a 12-win team.
I think they probably closer to maybe
They
11-10. Like, they're right there, but 11-10, I don't know if they win 12 again this year. I think that was impressive last year. I think that'd be difficult to repeat.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but we can move on. We can move on to the Bengals. So the Bengals come in. We're doing this in alphabetical order. So it's not like it's not like we think the Bengals. It just so happens that they're the second team, and I believe.
Oh, you ain't got to clean up nothing, bro. If you don't like the selection, then you need protection. How about that? We on to the Bengals.
So the Bengals, the direct opposite of the Ravens. Offense, they got all the receivers.
They got every gun in a glass house.
They laying them receivers out, them names out like Drake with the guns on the floor.
Right. What did I miss? What did I miss?
Jamar
you
Chase.
The defense, fool. That's what you missed.
Burton, right? I mean, Burton is probably going to have a breakout season for them. So to say all that, the Bengals, the key questions that we had for the Bengals, mine was, what the F are y'all going to do on defense? And then yours was, are they going to pay a defensive end? Well, we got our answers. They paid twice. They paid twice. Shamar Stewart got.
Hey, come on now.
Long day, bro. Long day. Hey, listen, if y'all want to sponsor us, then I can stop working so hard during the day, get my rest, and then be able to not have these moments. But as long as I'm working 10 hours and then doing this,
pray for the unks. Pray for the
moments. But Shamar Stewart, that whole debacle is over with, and I've never seen okay. I got a lot of thoughts. Let me focus. Does the AFC North have two of the worst owners in the history of football? With Cincinnati and Cleveland? The state of Ohio is just awful when it comes to management.
Would typically be right there with you. Yes. But Jerry want to be the worst. Jerry doing his damnedest. He that one kid is just, why are you acting out, brother? There's no reason for this. You just doing this to be seen. I think that the one thing that I do think that Jerry has done that specifically the Browns just don't do is, at least I think he picks players well. I think
Jerry can draft.
I think, and all of y'all Dallas fans who got mad with me because I said that Jerry picks players very well, y'all can kiss my ass because he does. Now, is he a lunatic? Is Stalk Raven mad? Absolutely. But the guy, say what you want to, has a good eye for talent. But back to the Bengals. I do think the offense is highly impressive. Highly impressive. Joe Beasley going to come back from what was almost an MVP level season last year. You got Chase and Higgins. You got to replace Tyler Boyd at some point. This offensive line is still weak as hell.
They got Burton.
But I think that the offensive line can be had. I think that the defense outside of those two guys that got paid will be had early and often. And, of course, I will let y'all know who got drafted here. They got Shamar Stewart in the first round, linebacker Demetrius Knight from South Carolina in the second round at 49, Dylan Fairchild from Georgia as an offensive lineman, Barrett Carter from Clemson, Jalen Rivers from Miami, and Taj Brooks from Texas Tech. Draft was actually kind of solid.
Defensive heavy. I like it, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's enough.
No.
But, and shout out to those guys letting us get Jesse Bates, because without you, none of this would be possible.
But also, I do want to commend the Bengals for trying on defense. Similar to this draft. Last draft, remember they drafted Myles Murphy? He was supposed to be like the next guy, and they went right back to a defensive end. So, I mean, They trying. They just don't manage assets well. Like,
that is an understatement.
Yeah. I mean,
That's like saying you don't manage your money and you've overdrafted 12 times, brother. You are broke.
every time. And the bank says, hey, you should actually pay this bill now so you don't overdraft. And you're like, nah, I'm gonna wait till the last day and then I'm gonna pay.
No, I had the money before all the transactions go in on Monday.
Ooh, college days. So
yeah.
This is if the defense can be, how many teams in the NFL? 32?
No, y'all gotta score 50 points. They gotta score 50 points every
The
game.
defense, if they can be a top 20 defense, 20, that means top 2/3 of the NFL. I think they are a legit contender to go to the Super Bowl.
The issue is you got to keep Burrow safe. He cannot afford to give up sacks with this defense that y'all have. And the offensive line is trick bag. Oh, hurt. Boy, Control Alt Delete. They went 9-8 last year. I think that Pittsburgh, which we'll get to here in a second, is going to drop a little bit. So I think that they actually have room to improve. Let's run the schedule. First of all, you start out with a cupcake because this team has 4 quarterbacks. The Browns. Then you play the Jaguars. That should be 2. The Vikings. J.J. McCarthy. Then you get Broncos and Bo Nix. Then it gets real. You get the Lions, Packers, Steelers, Jets, Bears, Steelers again, Patriots, Ravens, Bills, Dolphins, Cardinals, Browns. Now that Ravens, Bills, Ravens.
Why would you do that to one team? In 3 weeks, I got to play 2 of the teams that were in the AFC divisional round. Why would you do that? That's not fair.
Now, the good thing is potentially the Dolphins season could be over by then. I think there's a high likelihood for that to happen. Cardinals, you don't know what those guys are going to be.
Yes, we do.
And I'm going to tell you, the Browns at that point in the season, there is nothing better than starting and ending your season with the Browns. That is a blessing.
Yeah, I will say the scheduling did give them a couple buys. They got a bye in the first. Well, that first game I think is going to be difficult because it's going to be overhyped for the Browns. That first game, I think people play out of their body because it's the first game of the season. That last game, they may beat the Browns by 100 because the Browns going to be super defeated. Myles Garrett may be on another team. I don't know. He may request out. We don't know.
He should. He got his money.
I do have this team winning. Well, I did have them winning 10 games. That Browns, Bills, Browns. I'm sorry, Ravens, Bills, Ravens is just,
that's deplorable. That is and the worst part about it is it's at Baltimore, then at Buffalo in December. Woo! Then you come back. Yeah. Then you come back and you play that next game at home with the Ravens. Then you fly to Miami. And then those last 2 games are home games. I honestly think that a team that went 9-8 last year, maybe they steal one more and go 10-7 this year.
Yeah, I don't. The over under is 9.5. So I don't. I mean, that's spot on for what you just read.
Yeah,
I think they may surprise a couple teams. Well, the only team that surprises is really Baltimore. Everybody else, yeah, I would say 10 wins. 10 wins. I'll give them 10 wins. I'll give them a wild card.
Yeah.
Kicked the babies.
All right.
So we can move on. I have them as a playoff team and a contender. I do not have them as a Super Bowl threat unless Trey Hendrickson breaks the sack record. Unless that happens,
I'm kind of conflicted because I know I said 10-7, but that defense
is awful.
I can't say. I don't know how to classify a team because your defense wins championships, and this team doesn't have a defense. I don't think that there's something. We'll watch and see. I don't have a good answer for them yet. Exactly. Give me a little bit more time. I'm still trying to figure out what they are.
Let me ask you this. Trey Hendrickson got a 1-year deal. He basically, they did not, Trey Hendrickson signed and they said he gets an extension. He did not get a contract extension. He is still on a 1-year deal. They just literally gave him $16 million. So he's an unrestricted free agent after this year.
He's Von Miller. Von Miller. I'm going to go places and be a mercenary
Do
every
you
year.
think he's going to be on the roster at the end
No.
of the season?
No. This is it. Contract is over. We're done. You paid me, so at least I'm going to show up and put a smile on my face. After this, it's over. And I'm not playing for this team anymore because it's going to be very difficult, if not impossible, for you guys to put together a defense with me. So, no, I'm going to go somewhere else and be a mercenary. I'm just going to chase championships. Or, I mean, he's been hinting at retirement for 3 years, so he could just go home too.
If you don't go to LA, go out there with Verse and
Right. And, yeah.
So that's what I said about that contract. It is,
but it
that
also
means he's highly tradable. He's going to go to whoever is about to go to the Super Bowl, and that person is going to give up a first round.
Von Miller, wherever it is. What do you need? Edge. And are you on the edge of winning the championship? Then I'm going to edge my ass on over there, and we're going to take this thing to the edge. How about that?
Now, I will say Zach Brown is another breakout star for them just because they don't have anybody else at running back. So,
yeah, somebody got to break out.
So, hey, I got the Bengals fighting for second in this division, unless they get a defense, and then, I don't know. Now, I will say this is about to be quick, though. Or is it? We don't know. And neither do the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns are an awful organization. Awful.
They specialize in being terrible.
Their projection for wins is over under 4.5, and that is ironically the same projection for how many number of quarterbacks they'll have on the roster on opening day. They have Joe, old man Joe, Dylan. They just traded Kenny Pickett to the Raiders, so they signed Kenny Pickett, or did they trade for him? No, they signed Kenny Pickett and traded him in the same offseason. They drafted 2 quarterbacks in the 3rd and 4th round. They have Joe Flacco. They signed Snoop Huntley for a week to let him run the 2-minute offense and then cut him. And they are no closer to figuring out their quarterback situation. I think our questions for the Browns were how long before yours, man, you are an asshole. How long before Myles Garrett requests a trade was yours question. Mine was who will emerge as the Browns starting quarterback. I honestly think we did not get an answer to the Browns questions. At least not mine, because I don't believe old man Joe is the starter, even though he's going to start. He's not the starter. And then it still got Nasty Man down there.
Yes. So there are a couple things here. This team is just making bad decisions. They have a bunch of quarterbacks. I will maintain that they should have started the season with Huntley as the guy. I think that he is the most capable quarterback that they've had. He's the most recent Pro Bowler. And I think that if you did transition the offense from Huntley to Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders, it would be a much easier transition than whatever you run with Flacco, just because his complete and utter lack of mobility. Kenny Pickett for a 5th round pick. Getting a 5th rounder for Kenny Pickett is actually a steal. I would have forced you to cut him. With that being said, the Raiders probably couldn't wait because Aiden Hutchinson broke his arm or something. So they needed they needed a quarterback, but I would have waited. I could have found something. I would have given you a
not
5th
round pick when we both got to be terrible. I ain't giving you a 5th round pick.
Yeah, and Pickett sucks. I would have at least. I mean, you could have probably got Easton Stick from the Falcons for a 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just would have infinitely made more sense. Also, I think another one of their massive fumbles is not drafting Abdul Carter. With that being said, they did draft Mason Graham, defensive tackle from Michigan, who's a run stopper. Not really the sexiest pick, in my opinion.
At 5? You draft a run stopper at 5?
I agree. I said Abdul Carter or death, but this is not. And I want to make sure I talk about this a lot. This team does not make good decisions. They're not going to suddenly start making good decisions. So the things that they do, I think, are highly indicative. They also got linebacker Caleb Schlesinger from UCLA in the second
That was a
round at
good pick.
33. Then, unfortunately or fortunately, they drafted Quinshon Judkins from Ohio State at 36. He is currently going through some legal issues.
Acquitted.
And yeah, but it's still not signed. I'm not sure if he's actually going to play for the Browns this year. And I read today somewhere that he is considering trying to go back to college. That is surely something. I'm happy. Once again, how you said earlier, not my problem.
Not my problem.
They got tight end Harold Fannin from Bowling Green in round 3. Of course, Dylan Gabriel in round 3. Dylan Sampson running back from Tennessee at round 4. And then Shadur at round 5.
Sneaky picks.
This team stinks. This team is going to continue to stink. I think they're going to have like an $81 million cap hit with Deshaun Watson next year. They don't have an answer for him, and I don't think that any of the other 31 NFL teams are interested in helping them out of this debacle of a situation. Thank you for not coming to Atlanta, Deshaun Watson. We appreciate you.
Yeah. I mean, so I do like the draft pick of Dylan Sampson because he runs like a 4.3 40 from Tennessee. They still have Jerry Jeudy, Cedric Tillman, and Jamar Thrash. That Njoku and Harold Fannin is going to be an interesting combination. I kind of see that. No death, no nothing like that. No violence. But that is a Gronkowski, Aaron Hernandez type pairing because Harold Fannin can play everywhere. He plays the slot, he plays the H back, he plays the wide out, he plays the tight end. He's just a person that you can't stop. And then of course Njoku, who got 100+ targets last year, is gonna have the same thing.
Stay away from the fire, bro. Was Kevin's firework?
Huh?
Didn't he have a fireworks issue last year?
Yeah. Hey, yeah, we wore the Predator mask or the Black Panther mask, one of them. The thing about this is Kevin Stefanski, if he ain't gonna be fired, he will be fired.
He's gonna be fired. Everybody, this is the thing. This is the Control-Alt-Delete. Coach gone, GM gone. One of the rookie quarterbacks, I don't think makes it to next season. I think that the guy who doesn't make it to next season is going to be the lucky one. I think that without Kenny Pickett, they're gonna rock with these 3 guys for the rest of the season, and then at the end of the season, they'll open up. Flacco will be gone, and the guy who they don't like will probably be gone. I can't imagine. I don't know how you get rid of Watson, so I assume that he's a quarterback next year, and he's working out. They're talking about he might be back towards the end of this season, which is nonsensical to me. But if I'm the Browns, if I could get him to play at the end of the season,
you got to show him off. That's like waxing up the old beat down car.
That's not what I was trying to say at all, but I don't know how to say it positively.
Nasty man Dipshon is what you trying to say?
No. I'm saying that if that Achilles ain't right, then you could probably like medical retirement or something here. But that's the only way that you get.
That's if he wants to retire. He seems like he's trying to come back and play. But with Stefanski, this may be the worst.
Fire.
This is the worst handling of a quarterback competition I've ever seen. And
why?
When you're trying to evaluate younger players, to me, you put them in situations to where you can test. You put them in equal situations, right? So, like with the Falcons, we have a wide receiver, that 4th and 5th wide receiver. We have a competition amongst 4 people. The whole preseason, we played all 4 receivers exclusively almost. Well, we played one Matthews, but he got cut. He knew he wasn't going to play. We played the main 4 receivers: Nick Nash, Chris Blair, David Sills, and Dylan.
The dude with 14, that Drummond.
We played them every game, and they showed out every game, and we played them in equal situations. Nick Nash played the slot, the X, and the Z. So did Dylan. So did David. We put them in the exact same situation to evaluate them. Kevin Stefanski didn't put anybody in the same situation.
What do you mean?
Snoop Huntley came in and ran the 2-minute offense. That's something that you will want a younger quarterback to do in the preseason, especially when they're playing against alleged non-NFL or subpar competition. It's more about learning the offense and getting the reps.
Now, that part to me was a little tricky because Shador had 5 sacks at that point. And this, while it is definitely, hey, let's look at these quarterbacks, it's also, I got to get good reps to the rest of the guys who I'm also trying to make decisions on.
Who?
And at 5, the rest of the guys playing. It's not like just the quarterback position. They're assessing all the rest of those guys on the field.
They cut every offensive lineman except for the center.
Yes, but that's still running backs. That's still wide receivers. Those guys matter too, and you got to make a decision.
I think all of them are going to get cut. I think everybody on the field, except for the center and Shador, are going to. If Shador don't get cut, everybody else got cut.
So for me, Dylan Gabriel, 25 of 37, 272 yards, 1 touchdown pass, 1 interception. He played the second game after Shador played the first game. So they both played 1 game. Shador 17 to 29, 152 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. There's 1 pass I thought that he completed, and I think it might have been the touchdown. I think that's okay in preseason. I'm not sure if that works in the NFL.
The corner out,
but
zone.
Yeah. But
that was a great throw. But you're right.
It was a great throw because, and I feel conflicted. I'm not gonna hate on your touchdown, but if the right corner's in that position, I hope you can tackle.
Then Dylan Gabriel did. Dylan did nothing to me to show me, other than not the thing that Shador did was scramble back for 20 yards every time. Right. Dylan Gabriel just either took the sack or he made terrible throws. At least he stayed in the pocket. Shador, dog, you training with Tom Brady, the greatest pocket passer of all time.
How not even the pocket passer part, the fastest release in the West. Like, that's his thing. 1, 2, 3, ball out every time. And Shador, unfortunately, falls into this run one way, run the other. And once again, if you don't get sacked, you're going to get holding penalties because you're putting the offensive line in difficult positions. That's really my biggest thing. That's the reason I want him to go somewhere and just be able to sit at a quarterback 3 and just see people 1, 2, 3 over and over and over. I think that
get away from Stefanski. Corner routes.
I've been also saying getting away from the Browns is the best thing anybody, including probably Kevin Stefanski, I can't even say his name, Stefanski, can do. This place is a bad place, and it's not getting better anytime soon. Overall, I think that Dylan Gabriel, you spent the 3rd round draft pick on him. You spent the more draft capital you invest, the more they're going to be interested. Also, like it or don't like it, ownership has made it very clear Shador is not their guy. So if you're a guy who's trying to stick around with this ownership group, then you're going to lean into the guy that they want and lean away from the guy that they don't want. You can like that or dislike that.
Guy that they want. They're going for Arch. They're going to have a bunch of picks next year, and they're going to be terrible this year, and they're going to go.
Well, when I say that, I was saying like Dylan Gabriel. No, the ownership did not say, "Hey, I did not want Dylan Gabriel. This is not my guy." And I think that when you say that one guy is clearly not your guy, I think just by reason, it stands to for me to understand that, okay, I like this guy more than that guy. Right or wrong, I'm not here to debate that in super depth. This team overall just makes a bunch of bad decisions, and they're going to continue to make a bunch of really bad decisions. So we'll watch it and we'll laugh and look at this dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Speaking
4 wins, y'all not going to win nothing. Y'all trash. Y'all going to be bottom of the barrel. Where y'all been for the past 20 years, 25 years, 26 years, 99, 26 years.
One thing, what women love consistency, and one thing you guys are consistent.
Yeah. So they're 4th. Let's go to
that should be their
team that is. We told you, Mike Tomlin, if you hit your wagon to Arthur Smith, you will be fired. If y'all have been following the SplashCast for the past 3 years, 3-4 years, every time we say that statement, Every single time. I think we might be 5 for 5.
Fire.
They
Boom,
be
boom, boom.
fired.
Hey. You're gonna be fire.
So
Boom,
the
boom,
Pittsburgh
boom.
Steelers. So here's they got 41-year-old no Achilles having Aaron Rodgers, who can
When was
still
the
throw
last
the
time
ball
that
with
Aaron?
point accuracy,
When
but he
was
can't
the
move.
last time he was a good football player? That is the question I have.
3 years ago.
Oh, okay. And that's your starting quarterback is the guy who haven't been good in 3 years. Well, thoughts and prayers.
Well, we don't know how good he would have been the first year he tore his Achilles on the first play, because he was still coming off a decent season with the Bears.
Yes, but we also have to accommodate for that Achilles is gone.
And then
So
that second last year, bro, he was up there
right.
doing the 6x6. He wasn't moving at
Mhm.
all, bro. Just in that little square.
Exactly.
Doop, doop, doop.
And he does not like players going in motion. I don't know what this offense is going to be. They did pick up DK Metcalf. I don't know what that's not a very sexy pick to me because he's expensive and not an elite route runner. He does not
$150
have
million,
elite,
$30 million a
yeah.
year. 30
He does not
for
have elite
DK.
hands. He's not an elite route runner. He is just big, tall, and fast. And that does mean something, but that doesn't mean enough for me.
Teach you sign language.
Right. I don't think that this team is prepared to really. I don't think they have a plan. Everything says we just out here doing anything. They did draft okay. They got Derek Harmon from Oregon, Caleb Johnson from Iowa, Jack Sawyer, the edge from Ohio State, who just seems to me like the perfect. Even though he's an Ohio State guy, I think he just looks like the Steeler linebacker guy that those.
He looks like TJ Watt part 2.
Yes, exactly.
From a aesthetics.
Yeah, Black at defensive line, Will Howard from Ohio State as well, who I think is hurt, and then Carson Bruner and Dante Kent, linebacker and cornerback. I think they drafted pretty heavy defense, but it's like I don't know if the offense has enough juice.
So Arthur Smith, who is their offensive coordinator, former Atlanta Falcons head coach.
Oh, what am I talking about? They got your boy back at tight end. Everything is okay. Jonnu, Big J.
I don't know what they're doing at tight end because they got Jonnu. They also had Freiermuth, he's basically he should be the number one target of Aaron Rodgers from a move the chain standpoint. And then you still got big Darnell Washington, who every time you throw him the ball, he catches it. He blocks everywhere.
This is the most Arthur Smith team you could possibly have. Instead of improving at wide receiver, let's just add more tight ends.
Their schedule. I think they have a brutal closing stretch on their schedule.
But hold on, before we get there, I mean, this is just prototypical Arthur Smith. And Jonnu being with him, it's the reunion that just they belong together. They're like
get Jonnu paid.
They're like Taj Gibson and your boy from who was coaching the Knicks, who just got fired. Tibbs.
Run him into the ground.
And it's like, oh well, I don't have a guy. Hey, Jonnu, what you doing? Every time. So I mean, I don't think that this team has any plan. With that being said, they start out versus the Jets, then they play the Seahawks and the Patriots and the Vikings and the Browns. Then they get to Bengals, the Packers, the Colts, Chargers, Bengals, Bears, Bills, Ravens, Dolphins, Lions, Browns, Ravens. This is not a terrible schedule. You at least kind of get
Browns, Ravens. What was before the Lions?
Dolphins.
Oh, that ain't bad.
And I assume their schedule seems to be relatively balanced. I don't know if I see a true.
That sounds like 8 and 9 to me.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie to you. The Bengals offense, then the Bears potential offense, then the Bills and the Ravens. That could be a rough 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if they got enough points to Like, I don't think the Bengals have any defense, but I think they got enough defense to stop Aaron Rodgers from throwing to DK Metcalf.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers can't move. So
Right.
and you got Trey
Release
Hendrickson and
the
Shamar Stewart.
hounds.
Yeah, I'm about to say you could just
Yeah.
they're gonna have to run the ball. I forgot to say we had this training camp questions. Mine was, can Aaron Rodgers resurrect the Steelers offense? Judging by what we just saw for their roster, the answer is no. For me. And then, is it time for Mike Tomlin to find a new team? Was your question?
Oh, that was 2 years ago. What you talking about?
I think by the end of this season, your answer will be yes. Tomlin will be gone. I hate to say it, and then Aaron Rodgers will retire and live his life as a newlywed. So, congratulations, by the way, Aaron. They are not a wild card team to me. I had all of the AFC North. See, the thing about the AFC North that y'all keep doing, y'all are like the SEC of NFL. Y'all stick together. Y'all be like, so you think, a Baltimore Ravens fan said, you think that the Steelers are going to be worse than last year with Aaron Rodgers? Yes. I do not think the Steelers are going to make the playoffs. I know they're not part of the division. I have them as a possible challenger for the division crown, but I don't think it's going to happen. The reason that they would beat Baltimore is because of the rivalry, and Baltimore would probably have to beat themselves. I don't think if they get down by 14, it's over. There's no way that they can come back. It might be 10 at this point, and their defense isn't that good to where you can score 10 points and win. Especially, and then your O-line ain't great. I don't know anybody on their O-line. They got Broderick Jones from UGA, but you're gonna have to re-sign him soon too. I think the Steelers are one season away from a blow up. To me,
I think the what did they say? The best time to start a rebuild was last year. I think it was 2 years ago. You're just doing this circling in perpetuity for no reason. But I actually, this is Tomlin's fault. You should have stuck with Justin Fields and at least see what you had. After that, I can't defend any of your decisions going forward.
You should not have hired Arthur Smith.
I mean,
that was the issue.
You need Arthur Smith like my dad said. I need him like I need a hole in my head, son.
Arthur Smith is a play action pass coach too.
Correct.
With Aaron Rodgers, with no Achilles. Mm-hmm. I didn't even think about that. Y'all just
you gonna peel that. They're gonna repeel that Achilles out like a Band-Aid.
Yeah, y'all just y'all. It is what it is. I don't know what you got. TJ Watt. They just paid him some more money.
Asking for a trade. Asking, I didn't got paid. Now I want to trade.
They would be doing great to make it to the wild card. To me,
but
I don't have it. But they would be doing
once
great
again,
to make it to the wild card.
I know y'all don't like when I tell people this because y'all think that I'm heartless. Trade your best asset and restart this thing.
Who's your best asset? Jerry Porter Jr.?
TJ Watt.
No, TJ old. He's like 30.
I know.
Jerry Porter Jr. is your best asset.
Yes, but what I'm telling you is you could get at least probably 2 firsts for TJ. And probably a second or third. And I would take those and I'd stoop down with worn down tools and make it happen. But you just keep running out there. The sooner that you cut bait with we're not going to be good, then you can start making different decisions. But the commitment to being somewhere between trash and mid is not going to work out well for you. But I think Tomlin also probably out of there. And I could maybe Miami, maybe. I probably not.
Oh, you talking about fire coaches? Oh, he can go anywhere. He gonna end up.
Oh, wait. We got to see how the Falcons play out because hey, we might be hiring.
He might solidify himself as he's already a Hall of Famer, but first ballot. If he go to Cleveland, because Cleveland gonna be up, and then he might turn them around. Actually, he a culture guy.
Oh no. Don't play with God. In certain places, just damned to hell. In Cleveland, is damned on a first class flight to hell. Nah, we are good, been good. I don't even want to see no black man. Get that. That's a good white job.
Keep it there.
Right.
So we've come to the end of the AFC North closing. Division pick. Who's your winner?
Ravens.
Me too. Ravens. How many teams from this division make the playoffs?
One.
You don't think the Bengals make the playoffs? We'll go through it. I think you get.
I would have to look. Don't hold me to that. I would have to look at the wild card first before I feel comfortable about making that decision.
7 teams, 4 division winners, 3 wild cards. AFC North, AFC South, AFC East, AFC West. Yes, I think the Bengals could get there. Yeah, I think the Bengals could get there as a wild card. And if y'all let them do that, hey man, they can get on a run. So for me, I think it's 2 playoff teams. I think the Ravens win over the Bengals. I think the Steelers are not a contender, even though people have them, so they would be the overrated ones. Of course, I don't even think you have an underrated team here. I guess the Steelers are overrated and underrated. I don't think they're good, and I think they pay too much money.
I think the Broncos are a wild card team.
Oh, you going through all of the AFC?
Well, I'm trying to look to see who could be the other wild card.
The Broncos.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, the Broncos and
the Dolphins.
Dolphins might be
started
down.
I mean, there's 3 wild card spots now.
Right. So I think probably the Broncos, I feel pretty confident about. Probably you're right. The Bengals and maybe the Jets.
The Jet. I mean, okay. Sure.
I mean,
I like Aaron Glenn, but they got to know everything over there.
Right. That's the thing. They're so unknown that you don't know what you got over there, but you also don't really know what that offense is going to look like either, and that's always difficult to game plan against. So that's the reason I'm saying
we didn't see a little bit of preseason now. I know preseason. I know.
Yeah,
but Justin Fields ain't look good.
We'll wait. There's time for that. Hey, always remember, like, follow, subscribe, listen when we get there, and tell us how you feel. I know you guys will. With that being said, we're going to close out here the AFC North Preview. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Also, always, this was brought to you by Dive Team Media. See you guys soon.